Yesterday was a busy day at the White House. First, Trump met with the King of Jordan, the country, Jordan. You're not the boss of me, King Abdullah II, okay? Of course, Trump invited the king to discuss his plan to displace 2 million people and turn Gaza into the Atlantic City of the Middle East. Which sounds pretty clear-cut to me, but apparently the nitpickers in the media still have questions.
You've said before that the U.S. would buy Gaza, and today you just said we're not going to buy Gaza.
We're not going to have to buy. We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it, and we're going to keep it, and we're going to make sure that there's going to be peace, and there's not going to be any problem, and nobody's going to question it.
There's no problem and nobody's going to question it? Trump is like a Jedi who doesn't have the Force. I'll take Gaza, nobody's going to question it. Nobody. No, is this thing working? But Trump has another plan to convince the haters. A charm offensive.
It's a war-torn area. We're going to take it. We're going to hold it. We're going to cherish it.
Oh! Okay. So it's going to be an ethnic cherishing. I got it. Okay. I mean, how did that start like a Mussolini speech and end as a Boyz II Men song? We will take the land, it will be ours, and we're gonna make love to you. Like you want us to, and I'll hold it tight, baby, all through the night. Now, one thing I find weird about Donald Trump saying he wants to run Gaza is that from what we've seen so far, he barely wants to run the United States. For weeks, people have been raising alarms about how Trump seems to be handing way too much power over to Elon Musk. And yesterday, Trump replied, I hear you. You want me to give more power to Elon Musk.
President Trump setting new guidelines for hiring in the federal workforce while giving more power to Elon Musk and his team at the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. A new executive order directs government agencies to pursue large-scale cuts, saying they now need hiring approval from DOGE.
Yes. Elon Musk is now in charge of all government hirings. Sorry, I didn't say that right. I didn't say it right. Yeah, okay. Sorry. I don't know why I keep Hitler misspeaking. I don't know why I keep misspeaking. So this was already a pretty unusual thing for a president to do. But Trump being Trump, he had to make it even more ridiculous by introducing it with a full-on circus act in the Oval Office. And look at this scene. Musk is holding court with his hands tented like a Bond villain, probably to stop him from doing a Nazi salute, with his 4-year-old child in tow. I mean, that poor kid. His dad literally runs SpaceX, and Elon took him to a meeting on federal spending. Dad, are we going to get to see the rockets? No, son, we're going to discuss budgets because I'm a shitty dad. I mean, everything about this event was so bizarre. Trump was sitting quietly for half an hour, retreating to his happy place, thinking about Arnold Palmer's giant Doge. And who thought cloning Stephen Miller was a good idea? I mean, is it for spare parts? I mean, they look like a before and even more before picture. Okay? But all right. Leaving aside this Renaissance painting done by the dogs playing poker guy, it's good that we have Elon Musk here, because we've been watching him slashing programs and shuttering agencies for a month now, and we can finally ask Elon, why are you doing this?
If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that the president, the House, and the Senate decide what happens, as opposed to a large, unelected bureaucracy.
Wow. What? Wow. I mean, you see why this guy's a genius. You don't want an unelected bureaucrat running the country. It makes a lot of sense. No questions here. I do have one question, though. Isn't that you? Am I going crazy? Because it feels like I'm watching Drake sing Not Like Us at karaoke. Like, does he not know? Is having this one unaccountable bureaucrat in charge better than having those other unaccountable bureaucrats in charge? Because at least the others have to follow transparency laws. The only thing transparent about DOGE is Elon's skin. I mean, his financial disclosure is being kept secret. DOGE is exempt from open records laws. And when someone on Twitter merely identified some of the people who work for DOGE, Elon suspended their account and said, "You have committed a crime," which we tried to fact check with career officials at the FBI, but they're all working at a Panera now. So, Elon, I gotta tell you, I don't think you're being that transparent.
So all of our actions are maximally transparent. In fact, I don't think there's been, I don't know of a case where an organization's been more transparent than the DOGE organization. And I fully expect to be scrutinized and get a daily proctology exam.
Oh! Well, I did the exam, and what an asshole! You know what? I don't want to give you a proctology exam. I just want to know what you're doing, because another advantage of federal bureaucrats is that they can't have conflicts of interest, whereas you seem to have every conflict of interest. SpaceX has government contracts. Tesla is under government oversight. X is under government investigation. And his hair plugs are being investigated by the Department of No One's Buying This. You're basically a walking conflict of interest. Is that not a huge problem?
Well, all of our actions are fully public. So if you see anything, you say, like, wait a second, hey, Elon, that seems like maybe that's, there's a conflict there. It's not like people are going to be shy about saying that. They'll say it immediately,
Oh, good. Okay, if we see a conflict, we just need to say something. Hey, Elon, I notice a conflict. Did that work? No, nothing happened. There's no accountability and nothing matters. Great, perfect system. Well, it. He's not going to be transparent, and he's riddled with conflicts of interest, but at least he's a genius, and the work he's going to do will be flawless.
Mr. Musk, you said on X that an example of the fraud that you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. How can we make sure that all the statements that you said were correct, so we can trust what you say?
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000.
Nobody's going to bat 1,000. You made up a $50 million conspiracy of sending condoms to Gaza. You're not grounding out to third. You're puking into the umpire's mouth. And just for the record, of course the United States didn't send $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza. We sent $5 million of vibrating sex swings to North Korea, and I believe it stopped nuclear war. But don't quote me on that. I'm not going to bat 1,000. So, to summarize, he's not transparent. He has tons of conflict. He believes any lie he hears, and he spreads false rumors that go global. Honestly, I'd be pretty mad at him right now if he didn't have so much gosh darn charisma.
So, there's crazy things like just cursory examination of Social Security, and we've got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone who's 150? I don't. Okay. They should be on the Guinness Book of World Records. They're missing out.
He's old. He's old. Tough crowd. Is this thing on? Anyone here from Washington, D.C.? Anyone? Oh, you're all from Washington, D.C.? Look, if you want to see more of that kind of comedy, then don't worry, because there's a new special coming out that's just for you.
Live from the Oval Office, it's the must-see comedy special that will have you dozing in your chair. It's Elon Musk, Loligarch.
Now, do you know anyone who's 150? I don't. Okay. They should be on the Guinness Book of World Records. They're missing out.
Oh, snap. He's the CEO of comedy.
I have detractors?
You do, sir.
You'll want to Neuralink these jokes straight into your brainstem, featuring an opening act by the Balding Brothers. Order now and you'll get even more of Elon's most hilarious bits.
Blackmail me with money? Go f yourself.
The one thing he's not cutting is the laughs.
I am aspirationally, aspirationally funny. Yeah.
Sponsored by DOGE. DOGE, we use the HIV prevention money to pay for this.